Devin, been a terrific start to the season for you guys. You've already thrown for over 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns. But you kind of had to wait a while to get a chance to play here. And I know coming from Bowling Green, you probably weren't quite used to that. What was it like to wait for this year to get here where this could be your team at quarterback?
Actually, it was pretty similar to my experience at Bowling Green. As a freshman and sophomore, I played behind a guy named Scooter Hollis that is at Columbia now. So it was the same situation. Yeah, it was a little different with a guy coming back for a fifth year, but it was still a waiting process that I grew from, and I'm beneficial of.
So it wasn't hard at all?
No. It was just different from expectations from when you first came.
So you never went to Tony Joe White and said, "Can I please play in a JV game? It's been so long since I've played. I'm dying." You never did that?
I definitely did that. That was frustrating. Just waiting to get to play. But in terms of like a learning process, I found playing behind a guy like Heath Hayden pretty beneficial.
And on the other hand, though, when's the last time you lost a game as a starting quarterback?
Of my freshman year in a freshman game at Bowling Green High. It wasn't a varsity game, it was just a freshman game against Owensboro.
Wow, so nothing in high school when you were on the varsity. And that's a pretty good record.
Not as a starter, no sir.
That's pretty good and all. So now Noah, you've been the beneficiary of several completions he's had this year. You have 20 catches for about 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. How you kind of feel the season's been going for you?
I feel like it's been going well. I think as a receiving core, we've really shown what we can do. We're really deep in the receiving core, and Devin's been doing a great job of getting us the balls, and we've been making some plays.
Virginia's not ordinarily a big recruiting area for center. I kind of hear that you more or less kind of recruited yourself here. Is that fairly accurate, or?
Something like that. I'm all the way from Richmond, Virginia, and I have a lot of family in Louisville. I was born in Louisville, and that's where most of my extended family still lives. And kind of late in my recruiting process, I hadn't really found anything that I felt was a good fit. And then over Christmas break, my grandma was like, "Hey, check out Center. It's a great school in the area." So I did and fell in love.
Yeah, because you sent a video and everything up there for them to look at?
Sent my contact info to Coach Fry, and a couple hours later he contacted me and said, "We'd love to have you up for a visit." And that weekend I came up, did an overnight, and the rest is history.
Again, Tony Joe White, the offensive coordinator, told me they did some great recruiting there. They just flat lucked into you. Said they saw your highlight film, which must have been really, really good. And they said, "If we get this, is going to be like a steal." And here it is.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I'm glad I can help my team get some victories so far this season.
Yeah. Well, what's it been like playing with this guy?
Oh, it's been awesome. It's been really awesome. Probably the best quarterback I've ever played with. My quarterback from high school was also a prototypical passer, so it's really nice coming down to center and having the same thing. Ball's always where it needs to be.
And the thing that I've noticed, Devin, it seems like from week to week, it's kind of hard to tell who's going to be the leading receiver. Is that just based on you reading the offense, pre-game scouting? Kind of how does that work?
Scouting and reading the defense, taking what they give us, and you got a guy like Noah, hit him on a shallow route, he takes it 60 yards, so it makes it pretty easy on me. So
you get credit for 60-yard
exactly,
plays, yeah.
Exactly. You got to get it to the guys when they're open and let them go. I'm not the speed when they are.
Yeah. Of course, pretty big game coming up this week, and obviously Coach Fry won't be paying any attention, so I guess you guys could pretty well guarantee a win down at Hendricks, couldn't you?
We're not going to guarantee anything. We're going to go out there and execute.
How big a game is this for you all, though?
We understand it, but we're going to treat it like every other game. Just get prepared and get ready, have a good week of practice, and then go down there and execute the plays. And then hopefully at the end of the game, we got one more point than they do.
No, come on, you can guarantee one. You're the receiver. It's
we got to go out there and execute, just like Devin said. We focused all week on executing. We'll continue to do that. Just getting better at what we do and go out there and hopefully, like you said, get the W.
What makes Hendricks good?
They have a pretty good ability to score, and they'll line up. They'll play defense just like everybody else, and hopefully we can come out into drives with touchdowns rather than turnovers. I've struggled a little bit this year throwing interceptions. Got to clean that up this week, as we got to get touchdowns at the end of drives.
Again, I know you guys don't like to look ahead, but somewhere in the back of that mind, you've got to think, wow, we get this win this week, and we've really set our season up to be really, really special here this year, maybe.
Yeah. This win this week puts us in the driver's seat in the conference, and going forward, that's a great thing to do because like they tell us, we control our own destiny in the conference. So getting this one under our belt would be good for us.
Devin talks about controlling your own destiny. Now, didn't you take a trip overseas as part of the study abroad program here?
Yes, I did actually. Last semester, I spent the entire semester in London.
Now, you don't control your own destiny much when you're on the study abroad, do you? Or do you?
Not exactly. I mean, we had opportunities to do some traveling over there, but we took classes with center professors, and it was a great experience. I would highly recommend it to any center football player or anyone at center, or anyone anywhere.
Why is it that every time anybody goes on one of those trips, I always hear how much fun it is and how much they enjoy it? And they kind of throw in classes. If I ask you about classes here, it's, oh man, they're so hard, they're brutal. What's the difference when you're overseas like that?
I mean, the classwork is still challenging to an extent. I mean, it's center professors, so they know the standard that our classes are held to here. And the only thing that I would say about the classes there that are different is there is more of an active learning piece. You go out into the community more. We spent a lot of time touring certain museums or going to certain sites or just learning about the culture through interactions with it as opposed to purely classroom study like you get more so here.
Yeah, now when I was in London, I found I learned more in the pubs than anywhere else. Sure, you didn't get to experience any of that, but just in case you ever go back, you can learn a lot of culture there too. And I hear you're actually getting ready this next January. You're going to Cuba as part of this.
Yes, sir.
Is that a good thing, bad thing? I mean, I don't know whether to be scared for you or happy for you.
I think it's been a place that's been pretty frozen in time, and so being an econ and finance major, you get to see that and the effects of not trading with the United States. So I think that'll be pretty good experience for me.
Will you be there the whole semester, or
no, just January, just for center term.
just for center term? And all.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so what made you decide you wanted to do that? I mean, I'm sure you had some choices of other places to go.
Yeah, there are plenty of other places, but I mean, how many times do you think people have been to Cuba in the last 50 years? So
Almost none.
exactly. So that's a pretty awesome experience that I think I'll get to have, and it's an econ class, so it's fulfilling major requirements.
Is this the first time a students have been able to go into Cuba?
I think some of the ones when they go to Merida for the study abroad in the spring term, since they're leaving from Mexico, they get to go to Cuba too. So I think last year people got to go. I'm not real sure how many years prior to that they've been, but it's scheduled for them again to go.
Okay. Well, I know Coach Fry won't be nervous about that at all. Worried what you get back and all. But when you do talk about Coach Fry, I mean, he's a kind of easygoing guy in some ways. He worries about everything in other ways. What's it like to play for Coach Fry?
I'll go first.
What's it like to play for Coach Fry? I mean, he's our leader. He's an excellent leader. He has all his catchphrases that really have been instilled in us. I mean, he's very quotable. And inside football, outside of football, we're always joking around quoting him. But his quotes resonate with us. They mean something. There have been many quotes that they just instill right values in a team. What we need to do as a team, as a unit, and how from the bottom up it all matters.
Yeah.
But then he sometimes do things that makes you guys kind of shake your head and just like, Coach Fry, come on, man.
Yeah, but I think you have that anywhere you go. There's
Okay.
gonna be things. He's still a human. There's things coaches do that are gonna make you giggle sometimes. But I think Coach Fry, like Noah said, I mean he's the leader of our team, and I think everybody looks up to him with an amount of respect that I haven't seen in a lot of things that I've done in my life. But I think my favorite phrase Coach Fry uses is when he's talking about third down. Like the thing he's taught us is you're not looking over at the coaches when it's third and one, and you're trying to seal the game, or you're trying to keep a drive going to win the game. You're looking at people like Noah. You're looking at the O-line. That's something I'm a firm believer in. I think that's one thing I've learned here at Center College.
Well, remember that Saturday and hope you guys can get a win down there.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.